Thank you, Sir Juan.
Yes, Sir Ivan, I can hear you.
Sir, perhaps the first question we can do is can the PCG categorically deny that the Philippines entered into a new model with China, as the Chinese embassy is saying, the Chinese saying that this involves scaling down armed forces and security operations in the West Philippine Sea? If China is to release audio recordings of this agreement as they threaten to do we automatically assume that this is fabricated or spliced or manipulated to sway Philippine opinions po?
Well, una sa lahat, no, ang ating mga kalihim ng National Security Advisor ng Department of National Defense have already expressed their statements, no, na walang mga ganitong arrangement na sinasabi ang Chinese Embassy. Hindi ito nangyari, walang ganitong usapan nitong official na sinasabi nila. It doesn't really matter, no, kasi it's only the president who can.
So what precautions is the Philippine Coast Guard doing to ensure that the planned civilian flotilla this coming week will not lead to Filipino injuries or deaths? And so we believe that about close to 100 civilian vessels are planning to go into the WPS, and there's a chance that the Chinese may respond with their own militia swarm. And naturally, with such large numbers of ships, this can lead to unfortunate situations. So what are we doing to ensure that this civilian endeavor will not lead to Filipino injuries or death?
Well, una sa lahat, no, I think it's very important for us to take note na ang ating ito coalition, which intends to sail going to Bajo de Masinloc, is a civil society initiative. No, this is not supported by the National Task Force West Philippine Sea, not even the Philippine Coast Guard. Kailangan ko sabihin ito dahil alam na naman natin, we can expect that the trolls will once again say na ang NTF-WPS or ang Philippine Coast Guard ay ginagawa nating kasangkapan or parang mga pain, no, ang ating mga kababayang Pilipino. So kami, I would like to highlight, no, na ito ay initiative ng civil society. The national government doesn't have anything to do with their decision to sail to Bajo de Masinloc. However, the Philippine Coast Guard has a mandate for maritime safety, and we also do not want these participants ng layag na to papuntang DDM na magkaroon man sila ng kahit na anong sakuna or injury, no, that would be a result of the harassment of Chinese Coast Guard. Kung kaya ang ating komandante, Admiral Ronnie Hill Gavan, has decided to deploy Coast Guard vessels, no, to ensure yung kaligtasan ng ating mga kababayan na sasali dito.
And you mentioned in a previous space with me and Inform PH po on Twitter, now X, that the Philippine Security Establishment and the President on how we can change our Coast Guard tactics in the West Philippine Sea in light of recent Chinese aggressions. So can we have an update on that, sir, or are you willing to give snippets on what those recommendations may be, or will we just wait and see po?
Well, for the Philippine Coast Guard, we're not authorized to disclose to the public what are the revisions, recommendations, and guidance of the operational details. So I won't be able to disclose it to the public.
Of course, sir. And several
Thank you.
questions
Thank
from
you.
our local security
Thank you, sir.
establishment.
Sir
sorry,
Ivan, sorry, sir, I have cut you
Sorry,
so we can entertain other attendees. Sir, we have a
Kim,
question.
last na to. Sige, let us allow Sir Ivan to ask his question. Last
Yes, sir.
question.
Yes,
My
sir.
apologies po, sir. Several members of the Philippine defense enthusiasts and watchers on social media are wondering why it appears that our ships seems to be ina-accept lang po yung water cannoning, and there's several retired members of the Coast Guard and Navy who's wondering whether our ships can take evasive maneuvers in light of this rather than just accepting high pressure cannoning. Is it because masyadong slow po yung supply vessels natin and they need to protect the supply vessels, or are there other evasive maneuvers that we can do?
Well, definitely, no. Una sa lahat, the president has already spoken. The Philippine Coast Guard will not respond with water cannon sa mga Chinese Coast Guard na nag-water cannon sa atin. However, last
Yes, sir.
question.
Yes,
My
sir.
apologies po, sir. Several members of the Philippine defense enthusiasts and watchers on social media are wondering why it appears that our ships seems to be bang ina-accept lang po yung water cannoning, and there's several retired members of the Coast Guard and Navy who's wondering whether our ships can take evasive maneuvers in light of this rather than just accepting high pressure cannoning. Is it because masyadong slow po yung supply vessels natin and they need to they need to protect the supply vessels, or are there other evasive maneuvers that we can do?
Well, definitely, no. Una sa lahat, the president has already spoken. The Philippine Coast Guard will not respond with water cannon sa mga Chinese Coast Guard na nagwo-water cannon sa atin. However, kung ang question mo is, are we going to outmaneuver etong mga Chinese Coast Guard vessel? Tama din naman yung sinabi mo, no? Na it's not just about outmaneuvering the Chinese Coast Guard, whether in the supply mission in Ayungin Shoal or in escorting the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, no? You also have to consider the fact na hindi mo kasi pwede silang layuan outright eh. Hindi pwedeng tumakbo ka na lang para hindi ka ma-water cannon. Kasi nga ang mission dito is to act as security escort of the supply boats and also for the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. Therefore, ito ang dahilan kung bakit we cannot just run fast, escape from possible attack of water cannon.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you, Ian. Ivan.
Thank you, Sir Ivan. Sir,
Hello sa lahat ng mga follower ni Lintoy Marshall TV. Binabati ko kayo. This is Visan Kajanjan. Anyway. At ayun, subscribe niyo po yung channel ni Lintoy Marshall TV. Isang solidong at malupit na solid Marcos at malupit na vlogger. So ayun, subscribe niyo na.
Mopay na udto sa kahit
Mo pa man yun.